Hi everybody, Shannon Petrovich with Therapist Talks. The difference between self-esteem and narcissism. There seems to be confusion about what constitutes good self-esteem and what is narcissism. I think a lot of people believe there's a fine line between feeling good about yourself and crossing that line into narcissism. This belief is completely off base. In fact, Narcissistic Personality Disorder is the polar opposite of self-esteem. More confused? Let's break it down. Self-esteem is knowing yourself and feeling a genuine sense of liking and respecting yourself on a deep level. Knowing yourself means to have a clear sense of your own values, your character qualities, and how closely you're living your values on a daily basis. More specifically, you espouse values that you respect, and that overall you're living those values in your interactions with others. Typically, this means that you're generally honest, loyal, diligent, live in your integrity, care about others, are empathic of others, and do what's right because it's the right thing to do, not because you might get caught if you do the wrong thing, or just so you will look good for doing the right thing. Knowing yourself includes embracing your entire story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It means recognizing all of your woundedness and seeing that you are stronger at the broken places. Like a broken bone when it heals, those wounded areas of yourself are actually tougher than the original and intact bone around it. It means knowing that these wounds give you deep empathy for others and the wisdom to help others who are going through hard times. They give you mental toughness and resilience that only comes from facing and weathering these storms. And it helps you to truly know that your character and your values define you, not your hair, nails, muscles, abs, wardrobe. When you have a solid sense of self, you are humble, human, stable, caring, and self-sufficient. Narcissism, like I said, is not the extreme of self-esteem, but it's actually the opposite. The person with narcissistic personality disorder does not have an internally solid sense of self. By definition, they are focused on the superficial attributes, power, money, appearances, and facades. When they feel attractive, powerful, envied, and adored, they feel they are better than anyone else. And when they are not getting fed this adoration, their sense of self implodes. If others are praising them and adoring them, they feel good to the point of gloating and grandiosity. If not, they are angry, sullen, depressed, and despairing. They have no understanding that values or character qualities would give them a more solid sense of self. And they are forever chasing the facade, building up the external fake suit they put on each day to present to the world. They are lost in this delusion that they will feel good about themselves if and when they could get everything they want and have everyone finally do or say exactly what they need them to in order to fill them up. They heartily resent any interference with this belief system. They're like a hot air balloon that needs to continually be pumped up, and they expect other people, places, and things to fuel that balloon. They quickly become frustrated and will either tantrum or move on as soon as they don't get what they want. The blame and rage can be quite intense, and their hot air balloon literally collapses. The narcissist has no internal strength and cannot exist without this fuel. And that's how they are opposite of someone with self-esteem. They're intensely dependent, intensely insecure, and you will see their true colors when their supply ceases for whatever reason. Their bravado, grandiosity, and boasting is skin deep. There's no solid internal sense of self, and at a deep level, they do not know themselves or like who they are. They have no self-respect, no self-knowledge, and no values or character qualities they can point to as their foundation. Someone with self-esteem enjoys and appreciates spending time with others, especially those of like values and character. And they're completely comfortable being on their own as well. In fact, they would rather be on their own than hang with someone who is superficial, shallow, backbiting, mean-spirited, negative, and seeks to suck the life force out of others. Having solid self-esteem means you can self-support, that you know when to take care of yourself, when to step back from stress, and when to blaze forward into a new endeavor. You can assess your character and know what you like and what needs work. We're all a work in progress, and when you know yourself, your humility comes through, as well as your solidness and strength. You don't pretend to be more than you are. You don't imagine others are envious of you. And if they say they are, you're quick to dissuade them of that. You're comfortable in your own skin, and know how to take care of the moments when you're not. You have self-awareness, self-care, and self-respect. You love others because you have an awareness that we all have brokenness and have a deep need for love. You don't create transactional relationships, attaching to someone for what you can get from them. At the same time, you have good boundaries and know when to walk away from someone who is not healthy for you. The internal character qualities of narcissism include lack of empathy, lack of understanding of or concern for others' emotions, entitlement, meaning a belief that others should adore and fuel their emptiness, and obsession with the superficial at the expense of anything meaningful. This very dark character, covered in a fake bravado, is like frosting a cake made of cow turd. It looks really nice, but underneath it's still a turd. Don't be fooled by the fancy frosting and decorations. Always look at the deeper person, their character, and their values. And never mistake self-esteem for narcissism or narcissism for self-esteem. If you've appreciated this video, please like and subscribe. Please share it on your social media. You never know when something that you share might help somebody else. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you again soon.